there. I don't.
Hello, everybody.
It's true. Hi.
Just a little window on our little personal relationship here. That is fantastic.
So
good to have you with us. We're excited to share this Webinette with you this evening, our time this evening, wherever you are in the world. And we're on this exciting series talking about doTERRA, AromaTouch, and all the wonderful benefits and oils and all the great stuff around that.
I'm Cynthia.
I'm Mark.
And we are here to help guide you on a journey for better health. So we'd like to tell you a little bit about what we've decided to help you with. And so we're going to move to some slides now and show you some things, and then we'll have some more fun information for you. So the first thing that we'd like to tell you is that we're going to have a special guest that is Gil Porter, and he will be recorded tonight. So you'll get a recording of him. And then afterwards, if you want to ask questions, you can come onto our Zoom and we will answer the questions for you. And if we can't, we'll give the questions to him. But, either way, we want to make sure that you get your questions answered.
Absolutely.
So here we go with the Real Good Feel Good. So just a reminder that you will, when you enroll on our email page, or you can do it other ways too, by getting a hold of us on an email, or on a Facebook, or on a Pinterest. Nope, not a Pinterest. On Instagram. And we'll give you this valuable ebook. We think it's valuable. We've read it. It's awesome.
It is awesome.
And we have a 10 Webinette series. This is number 2 of 10. And each week we're going to give you just a single oil and explain why it's important in the whole AromaTouch according to what we've learned and what we value.
Can I tell you why I like that book so much? Because for me, the oils have been a wonderful part of my life, but I'm a little slower sometimes learning these things, and it has to be simple for me to get my mind around. And this takes it and boils it down to these 4 key areas of health that if we focus on them, our whole level of health just comes way up.
Yeah.
And it does it in a simple, entertaining way, but also with some great data and facts and tips and tricks that will really help you. So it's a really wonderful tool.
And before we move into this, we'd like to tell you just a teeny bit about us before we tell you a little bit about Gil. So I have been on a search for keeping my health well for the last 30 years. Really, some of you may not even be alive that long, but I have, and I've learned so much, and I've learned at the feet of experts, and I've learned from all sorts of sources all around the world. And I'm really grateful that I've had that opportunity, because it's been, for me, an opportunity to kind of sift through and be able to find some of the better things that I believe will make a difference in your life. And of course, they're going to include plant-based diets, but not only plant-based, but they're going to have a lot of plants in them, because we are kind of omnivores, and we need to eat plants, not just meat, in our diets to make us healthy. And so we're going to do that, and we're going to teach you how to do the AromaTouch technique and feel good. So let's move on.
Okay, sweet.
So 10 topics, 6 experts, 10 weeks. We're on topic number 3, because the first was the introduction.
Right. It's the second
so
oil.
It's the second oil, third topic. So it's a little bit tricky for my mind. And this one is going to be something that's really neat, because you can actually, it's got 2 different oils, but they actually have the same properties. And so this is Mr. Porter, Gil Porter. And Gil has been a runner. He does a lot of wonderful things in his life. But one of the things that he does outside of his computer programming work that he's done for his entire career, and he's still working and still very necessary because of all the expertise he has. But he's also an expert on a few other things. And he is an expert on emergency preparedness, which I think is really on a lot of people's minds right now. And another expertise that he has is that he's a runner. He's a distance runner, and he's run many, many marathons. and he's run he's run marathons that qualify you for the St. George, excuse me, he's run the St. George, but for the Boston Marathon, he's a very good runner, and he's consistent, and he's just had a lot of experience with what can I do to keep myself feeling well after I do those kinds of runs. So we're going to find out what he's going to do. We're going to go right into his program, and we hope that you enjoy and appreciate what he has to say as much as I did.
Gil was unable to be with us live, but we recorded this previously, and we'll bring him to you right now.
So you get us double, Mark, in a different shirt.
Let's see, yeah. Let me share this differently. Here we'll go this way. Okay. There we go. Take it away, Gil.
Hi, I'm Gil Porter, and I'm going to be talking about stress today and how to relieve the stress. I've got to be honest with you, and in the spirit of full disclosure, I'm really nervous. I don't do a lot of presentations, and I don't feel totally prepared, and I'm nervous. And when I get nervous, I start talking faster and faster, and I don't know what to do, but I'm going to do something. Wait a minute. I've got some essential oil here. Let me try that. See if that helps. Ooh, a few deep breaths. Oh, yeah. That's better. Yeah, I think I'm calming down now. I think I'm, oh yeah, that helped.
Gil, we've got people that are waiting for.
Oh yeah, that may have helped a little too much. Okay, so I exaggerated a little bit, but we will get into the benefits of lavender and spikenard in relieving stress and relaxing. I want to start by, I'm a boomer, baby boomer, born just after World War II. And when we were young, this was long before technology was developed much. There was no cell phones or internet or anything like that. And we used to entertain ourselves with comic books. When I was a kid, one of the most popular comic books was Mad Magazine. And Mad Magazine, the main character in Mad Magazine was Alfred E. Newman, fictional character guy in Mad Magazine. So that was what we did for entertainment when we were young. My family has a quirky thing. We call it, my last name is Porter, like I mentioned, and we call it the Porter smile. It's where you take half your mouth and turn it up, and half the mouth and turn it down. And then if you want to really go crazy, then you cross your eyes as well. And if you're really talented, you can do it both directions.
Oh man.
Not at the same time, but you can. I'm one of the few that can do it both ways. Well, we call this the Porter smile because my family, my parents, my siblings, my kids, we can all do it. But the in-laws, if somebody marries into the family, chances are they can't. Well, what do these two disjointed stories have to do with each other? Well, when I was a little kid, you can't really tell now because I've outgrown it, but I had big ears. When people ask if I'm listening, I say, oh yeah, I'm listening. I've got big ears. If you don't believe me, you ought to see pictures of me when I was a kid. And my older brother would get his friends together, and he'd grab a Mad Magazine with Alfred E. Newman on the cover of it, and he'd have me hold the Mad Magazine next to my face and do the Porter smile. And everybody would roar laughing because I looked just like Alfred E. Newman. And Alfred E. Newman's motto was, what? Me worry? So even on the cover of the magazine, sometimes it would have a picture of Alfred E. Newman, and underneath it, what? Me worry? So maybe that's why I don't stress out a lot about things in life is because I've got this Porter Smile, Alfred E. Newman thing going, and what me worry.
If things get too stressful, you just
Yep.
put on
Yeah.
a smile. Huh?
Yep.
That's quite the
do
talent.
that. So want to talk about stress. Worry is one of the most common forms of stress. In fact, if you took all of the different kinds of stresses, most of them have worry associated with them. And so worry is a real problem causing stress. Stress is when the body is reacting to too much stimuli. You're worried about something, you like today, I got a big presentation. So if you get too much of this stimuli going, then that exposes, it shows itself in manifests. That's the word. Sorry. It manifests itself in stress, and stress in and of itself it's bad. It's not deadly, but if it becomes chronic, then it can cause real serious health problems. Chronic stress is really bad for you.
Okay.
And so what you want to do is you want to avoid having it turn into something chronic. So how do we combat stress? At the first of the presentation, I showed you a bottle. This is Spikenard. Lavender and Spikenard are kind of like cousins. Lavender was the first essential oil that was identified as great for relieving stress. And Spikenard has all of the same characteristics as lavender, except it smells different. It's got a different odor to it, and it's got more of a manly smell, kind of a musk, manly smell. So some people, particularly guys, don't like the flowery smell of lavender, and so they will use Spikenard instead. But either way, they are both really good as stress relievers. Now, how do you use essential oils? How would I use the Spikenard or the lavender? There's three basic ways to use essential oils. One is topically or externally, and that is you can put a couple of drops on your hand. You can rub it on the back of your neck, rub it on your feet. Your feet have extra receptors in them, so putting a drop or two on your feet and rubbing them in are really good. Sometimes the back of the neck is really good.
So you're going to take a point for.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And so getting it in your body externally is one way of using an essential oil. Another is aromatic, and that's what I did at the start of the presentation. I opened up the bottle and just put it under my nose and took a few big whiffs. And that's the simple way of getting the aromatic. A more complicated way is with the use of diffusers. They have commercial diffusers that contain water. You put the essential oil on, you turn it on, and it sprays a mist into the air, and then the essential oils get in your olfactories, and then it gets in the bloodstream and goes throughout the body.
So you're getting the same effects. It's a different intake point, essentially.
That's right.
Okay. All right.
If you don't have a diffuser and you don't want to just smell it out of the bottle, you can just put some water in a pan and boil it on the stove and put essential oil in the water on the stove, and you'll get it aromatically. It'll pretty soon your whole house will smell like that. So aromatic is the other way. The third way is internal, and that is to just put some under your tongue, swallow some. Some of the oils, almost all essential oils, can be taken internally. Some cannot. And the ones that cannot, do you happen to have
let's see if I don't think I
Okay, the way you can tell real easily if a doTERRA essential oil is able to be taken internally is the cap is bigger. It's got a bigger cap on it, and that
It's
indicates
kind of a childproof type cap.
yeah,
right?
kind of
Yeah.
childproof, and
Yeah.
and that indicates that you shouldn't take it internally.
Okay.
So if it's just got a regular size cap, it's available to take it internally. Some people don't like the taste of it, so they'll put a drop or two in a glass of water and take it that way, and that way it's not as strong.
Overpowering.
Right,
Yeah.
overpowering, sure.
Is that how you take it internally? Do you?
I do all.
You do all.
All
Okay.
three.
Yeah.
I turn on the diffuser every night. I don't leave it on all night, but I take it, I diffuse in my bedroom at night. When I'm sick, I'll take something like On Guard, which is a blend of several different essential oils, and I'll put it right under my tongue. That's when you do it that way, it's called a tincture. And there's a lot of receptors in the mouth. And so if it's capable of doing internally, put it under your tongue, maybe a little water, swish it around, and it'll get in your system real quick that way.
Gets there fast. I was just smelling this. That is so nice. I would never guess this was like a cousin to lavender.
No, it does
It
not
doesn't
smell at all
it
like
doesn't
it.
smell flowery, girly,
No.
anything. I mean, it smells manly,
Yeah, and they call Spikenard
Yeah.
lavender for men.
but it has the same properties.
Yep, same properties,
That's very
almost
cool.
exactly identical. It is so close that whatever benefit you're going to get from lavender, you'll also get it from Spikenard.
That's very cool.
The AromaTouch Technique, there's 8 essential oils or blends, a couple of them are blends.
Mhm.
And the lavender / spikenard is the second. You always do it in a certain order, and it's the second one. And I believe the reason they want you to have the lavender really close to the front of the AromaTouch Technique is to get you to relax,
Okay.
get that oil in you and get you to relax so that you'll be more receptive to the other oils.
Makes sense.
And so it's a
Yeah.
very vital part of
So it's
the
really
AromaTouch.
really relaxing you, helping you get rid of the stress.
Yes.
And all of that. Okay. Very good.
Lavender is also really, really good for burns.
Wow.
The way they discovered that, lavender oil itself is clear. So if you saw it in a clear bottle, you wouldn't know whether it was lavender oil, water, or vodka. They're all they're all clear, right?
They have very different effects. Huh?
Very, very different effects. Absolutely. But what happened was a guy in a factory that was producing lavender oil burnt his hands, and he sees this big vat with a clear substance in it, assumes it's water, runs over and shoves his hands in the water in the vat, and didn't know it, but it was the lavender oil. And his hands, that he got out of pain quickly from it, and his hands healed much faster than anybody would have guessed.
Wow.
And that's how they discovered that lavender is really good for burns.
Huh.
Now, if it's going to be good for burns, just think what it's going to be for stress.
Yeah.
It's going to be wonderful, wonderful for stress.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's my presentation about lavender and spikenard. Like I mentioned, it's part of the AromaTouch technique. It's the second oil that you get during AromaTouch, and it's fabulous for stress relief. And what me worry? Well, if you do, use lavender.
Fantastic. I think. Okay. Well, thank you in absentia, Gil. That was an excellent
Yes,
presentation.
thank you so much.
I learned a lot even the second time. That was
Cool.
very helpful.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Good to know.
Let's go back to this one.
All right, I'm waiting for it.
Here
So
it
we're
comes.
gonna look at this next one. Well, we did this one, so let's go on to the next one. We're gonna talk about this offer, but I want you to understand that there is now a new AromaTouch kit, which is fantastic, and it has 15 milliliter bottles. That is 3 times larger than the ones that you currently get. And that means that it's going to last a lot longer. And you also will get an opportunity to have free certification to do AromaTouch, which is fantastic. I'm AromaTouch certified. Mark isn't.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll have to buy a kit. No,
Yeah.
but we're already enrolled, so that won't work. But he could still do that certification. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the nice thing about it is you get all of those oils. And so now we've talked about balance, and now we've done lavender / spikenard. And it won't come with spikenard, but it will come with lavender.
Right.
And when you use those two, just those two, they're great to help reduce the natural inflammation process that's override. So we often have inflammatory response in our bodies. It's normal. That's what we're supposed to have. But it can get out of hand, and it can make us feel really stressed too. So those things will just help reduce that feeling of that added tenseness that we get in our body. And maybe it's a bad day at work, maybe it's a bad experience in life. But if you can stop the mind from responding, so that you can have a minute of peace and calm and take a breath, then you will be able to feel a lot less of that anxiety, that anxiousness, that stressfulness that we're talking about. It helps to be a disruptor. So think of these as helping to change the patterns in the body, but it also helps to be a disruptor so that you can see more clearly.
Well, it's even Gil asked me to mention, he forgot to include this in our presentation the other day, but in the book he talks about it. He references the research that's gone into how lavender and spikenard actually at the cellular level interrupt the stress process.
Isn't that awesome?
So that it's not just. That's why we call it the real good feel good.
Yeah.
Because it is relaxing you, and you are feeling much better.
Oh, yes.
But
at the cellular level,
as you breathe it in at the cellular level, it's actually interrupting that mechanism that creates stress.
Yeah, which is incredible. It's been studied in hospitals at this point, Vanderbilt University, many hospitals throughout the US and the world now have been very, very agreeably studying these. And they want to know what it is that is being experienced by people. They may not necessarily be able to pinpoint the exact reason why it happens, because there are many properties within an individual essential oil. They're essential to the plants. They keep the plants healthy, and they help us keep healthy too. So now we're going to go on to this. So when you enroll with 150 PV purchase, and you're brand new to us and to other people on the team that you're going to meet, other people are going to come on this presentations, and you'll get to see them and decide who you connect with, who you'd like to hear from the most. We'd love to have you reach out to them or us and have this opportunity. So you'll receive, when you get you will receive, the first 5 people who do this will receive from me personally. Okay, so we will be checking out, making sure that you are ready and prepared, and you'll receive an AromaTouch kit. Now, they're not the big ones, they're the small ones. So prior to just last month, you were able to get the smaller ones, but now I have a few of these kits, and they are $120 value. Okay, that's true amount spent here on this end, so that you can receive this opportunity. And then you will have the membership that also comes with the 150 purchase. Awesome. And then you'll have the AromaTouch ebook that you'll be able to receive. You'll be able to download that, and it'll go through these oils the way we have done. Plus, you'll be able to have these Webinette classes that we're doing, and you'll be able to ask more questions and be online with us. And then you'll be able to also have coaching sessions, and it will be at 4 coaching sessions that you'll be able to receive with certified coaches.
That's a great value.
It
That's
is
a good value. And it's so important to get started right.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
you experience
absolutely.
the oils, immediately start to see the benefits, and you're using, you're using them in the most effective way. And these coaching sessions will really help not only you get started right, but it will personalize it to you as well, because your coach will help you with, maybe you're having a specific issue or challenge. And so the application of the oils can be tailored to that specific need.
Yeah, absolutely. So both Mark and I are certified life coaches, and the rest of the team are doctors and nurses and certified holistic health coaches. So you can't miss the opportunity to learn from these incredible people that have spent many years studying, learning, and helping you so that you get the answers that you're looking for. And we want to help you have the answers that you are looking for, so you can go to that next level, the next level of health, the next level of peace, the next level of security. We want you to experience that.
Absolutely.
And that's the real good for us. But the feel good, when you feel good, it's really good for us too.
Absolutely.
And we hope that that will happen for you. So if you are already one of our members enrolled with us personally, or with one of these people on our wonderful group, then you will have the first 5 people to enroll for the Aromatouch certification. And you would go online and push that button for Aromatouch certification. If you have any problems, you can contact any of us and we will help you do that.
Yes.
The neat thing is you're going to learn how to do hand touch as well as the entire body touch, which is fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of people forget that there is a hand touch technique.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
It's so nice.
And we're gonna give you a link to the explanation for that with Justin Harrison. It's fantastic. But tonight we're not going to do that.
Right.
But just know that that's going to be down the pipeline.
There are so many facets of this.
Oh my goodness,
it's really cool.
So much. So Aromatouch Kit, that's what you're going to receive when you enroll. Is that crazy? I know. So you get the certification. You're already enrolled, so you will receive an Aromatouch Kit. Yep, it's true.
That's a real value.
The same ones, the 5 milliliter, not. Now that's kind of a little short. Anyway, so and then we'll have the AromaTouch ebook again, and the Webinettes and the coaching. We still want you to be able to get the answers that you need, because a lot of times you're kind of like out there going, well, I guess I'll just read it on here. But you might have a real question that you can't gel it down, and we're here. We're here to help you do that. And we want you to get the savings. We know that this is real. This is really what I personally have paid. Yes, in order to have all these things. So, and we want you to be able to have that same opportunity.
We have had such great results and been blessed in so many ways with these oils that we really want to share it with as many people as possible, and give you that little kickstart to get started on just like Cynthia said, to that next level of health and smiling again.
So contact us, message us, and then next week you'll be able to.
So we can go back to that.
Okay.
You're saying, here's how you contact us.
Yeah. I want to end with this, so we'll come back to that.
Come back to that.
Contact us, message us. You'll be able to see our schedule here, so you know that we're going to be consistently doing these. We want to make sure that you have what you need, and we want to make sure that it works for you. So next week, tea tree, and then we'll be into On Guard, and we're going to move right through those for AromaTouch and deep blue oils. We're just going to go each one so that you can learn enough about it to say, oh, okay, I can see why they would want to put that on me, or that I would want to put it on me, right? They are going to help you feel better. And we
I'm
want
excited to
that.
get into immunity because I'm still the long COVID
Oh, yeah.
thing, and I'm
Yeah, you are.
really anxious to build my immune system back up to where it needs
Yeah.
to be. So
Yeah.
that'll be a good one. You don't want to miss that.
So get a hold of us. You can find us on Facebook. You can message us. You can text. Well, you can email us, and then we can get back with you and start these conversations that are going to help you get to where you need in your health. So see you next week.
Okay.
Thank you, Gil. You did a great presentation.
Great job, Gil.
And we'll see him soon, and you as well. Thanks again.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.